Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Marvin King.
But he's done.
Okay. 24 CR 2389 is now called the state of Texas versus Marvin Lynn King. Or you, Mr. King?
Yes.
Present with Mr. Adams, your attorney and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and the arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, I don't have any papers here.
Oh,
Yeah.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about October 15th, 2024, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of assault of hospital personnel on hospital property. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, you understand what you've been charged with.
yeah.
If convicted of a third-degree felony, you face no less than 2 no more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
You understand the range of
The
punishment?
punishment range?
Yes.
Right.
Can I do a 12, 14?
A what?
A 12, 14.
A 12, 14. You don't even know what you're talking about, do you?
44.
Yeah, you got all the numbers wrong.
The deal is 10 overtime, 60 days off. That's why it's not working. That's what it is.
We're going to do this one step at a time. Once again, this is a third-degree felony. You are looking at no less than 2 no more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
An agreement has been reached where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison. That would be suspended. You would be placed on regular probation for 10 years. And is there any restitution or anything?
No, Your Honor.
No fine?
No fine.
There would be terms and conditions which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Stand by. Just
We're requesting the 60 days upfront jail time as a condition.
how long have you been in jail,
3 months.
sir?
He said 3 months.
3. What's he in jail for in the first place? I mean, what was he in at the hospital for in the first place? Does anybody know?
Your Honor, this is Mr. Eckers. Let me check.
Drugs or something? Because the whole thing looks like he was acting bizarre. A registered nurse was attempting to take care of him while adjusting the defendant in the hospital bed. Then the defendant began to strike the registered nurse in the face, causing him pain and injury.
Honestly, I hate it. When somebody else in there. I don't know who it was, but
He's admitting that hitting the person in the.
I hate him, but I ain't even.
But I can't. First of all, she's got to take down everything you say, and you're mumbling. But if you want to say something, I'm anxious to hear it. You have a right to be heard, sir. But you're mumbling.
He was in there under an emergency.
No, I don't. I'm not. I want him to speak. He speaks for himself. What do you want? Go ahead. You can speak if you want. Well, what's your version?
I don't even worry about it.
Well, number one, assaults on whether it's police officers or public servants of any degree, they're not there to be assaulted. They're there to take care of people. And at the hospital, we don't want people saying, I don't need this job anymore because people assault me when I'm trying to take care of them, and there's no accountability. It's a crime, and it's a serious crime. You're looking at up to 10 years in prison for assaulting somebody, and this court is going to make sure that people are taken care of. That is, when they are public servants, private servants, they're there to help people as a career, that they shouldn't be assaulted without there being some strict accountability. How long has he been in jail, please? And this court's going to protect those people, those victims. They it's hard enough to get people into these careers. They're certainly not going to take abuse. That's not what they get paid to do.
In jail since December the 8th,
How much time is that?
100 days.
That's 100 days.
Let's say.
I can, as a condition of probation, I can order up to 180 days.
There's street cards.
You're just mumbling.
I ain't not been
Stop
there.
talking. Stop talking.
All right, this says 60 days up front. He's going to serve the equivalent of 180 days. That's 80 more days on my watch.
Okay.
You don't assault people like this who are public servants, who are protected under the law and not
The time.
have to pay. Are you going to interrupt me
My
too?
bad, my bad.
Is that right? You're just rude too?
I'm not being rude.
Yes, you are, sir. Only one person can speak at a
My
time.
bad, my bad.
And listen quietly. Only one person can speak at a time. You have a fair opportunity to be heard. You have a right to be heard, and we're going to listen to you. This lady right here is the most important person in the room, according to the Supreme Court. She is the court reporter. She has to take down everything that's being said. When two people are speaking on top of each other, she can't take that down. And then the Supreme Court judges, they get upset at everybody in the room. They ought to, because it's rude, number one, but it's illegal to prevent the court reporter from doing her job responsibly. So you get to speak, I get to speak. Let's don't step on top of each other. All right, this says 60 days up front. That's not what I'm accepting. He's going to end up with 180 days. That would be 80 days from today, right? He's got 100. It would-
100 as of today.
As of today, he's got 100. So I'm going to order 80 more days as a condition of probation. Does everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so did y'all want to,
He's a mix.
Do you want to-
Stop talking, man. You're
do
gonna.
you want to change this here? It
Oh.
says 60 days. It's up to the court to decide how much. That's kind of my, here. All right, an agreement has been reached here, Mr. King, that you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison, probated, and that would be probated, and you would be placed on regular probation for 10 years. If you do well, I can shorten your probation to 1/3 of its time. Are you going to do well? Good. Also, you're going to complete an anger management program as part of probation, and I think everybody ought to go through something like that.
My bad. I hear your voice. My bad.
Stop talking.
You know what kind I hear?
Okay, and also there's 80 additional days upfront jail time. Is that the agreement on everyone, which I'm going to follow
Yes.
and place you on probation? If I follow this agreement, sir, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
What then?
I mean, you can't appeal.
You can't appeal anything because I'm agreeing with what y'all want.
All right, that's cool.
Oh. How do you plead to this, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Yeah,
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will and because you are guilty.
yeah, volunteer.
Yes, sir.
He said yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily?
That's your privilege.
That's fine.
Did you understand it? Discuss it with your attorney?
Yes.
Are the contents all true and correct?
Yes. Sir. He said they're true. What you signed.
Yeah, that's true.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence without objection.
No objection.
Admitted. Among other things, sir, this states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is free. You can't interrupt, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, and you are totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true, so help you God. Correct?
Right.
States Exhibit 1, part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence
Objection.
report is waived.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to follow this agreement, sir, if nothing further, and find you of pleading guilty voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from States Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony of assault on hospital personnel or hospital property. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in prison, the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, to serve a term of 10 years. I'm going to suspend that term and place you on regular probation instead for 10 years. Please follow those terms and conditions of probation. They will be reviewed with you by the probation office. If you fail, your probation could be revoked and you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison, which you don't want. As a condition of probation, you must attend and complete anger management program. That is helpful. That's good for everybody so that they can maintain composure under stressful situations. Also, you're going to serve 80 additional days in the county jail as a condition of this probation. You will be released. And where are you going to go live? Your mom? Okay.
How I went from 60 days to 80?
Because I can assess 180 day up to 180 days, and this 80 days and what you've served 100 will equal 180 days. And that's what this court does when you assault, when any defendant assaults people who are protected under the law, such as law enforcement officers, court personnel, or hospital personnel.
Why not 160 days?
Sir?
You better stop talking. Just stop talking, brother.
Yeah,
Stop
you're on
talking.
probation. You're on probation now, right now. Okay, so you don't want to do anything or say anything that would get your probation revoked a minute into your probation. I think you can do this. Follow the rules, Mr. King. Just do it. You can do it. Just be a good person. Okay. Now see the probation officer. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Yes, thanks, Langston.